Welcome to another episode of Save the Track Bike Sprints. On today's episode, I have Jan Willem Blok from NL Crit Series based out of the Netherlands. They have 10 races, possibly 11. They might add another one pretty soon. So we talk about the series, we talk about the history of it, we talk about fixed gear racing in general, and you get to hear a little bit from my cat in the background. So that's fun. Let's get into it.
My name is Jan Willem Blok. I'm the organizer, one of the organizers of the NL Crit Series. That's the Dutch fixed gear competition in the Netherlands. Actually, we started this in 2015 under the Dutch name Vast Verzet Bokaal. But that was already hard to pronounce for the foreigners, and we got foreigners right away riding with us. So we decided to change it in the NL Crit Series last year. That's better for taggings in Instagram and stuff, without any mistakes in names. So this is 2018. We have this is a fourth year coming up, and we got some exciting races coming up. Starting in 3 weeks from now, it's our first race, and we have another 10 or 11 races coming up throughout the year, from beginning of April to the end of September.
How did the NL Crit Series get started, and what made you guys want to do fixed gear races specifically?
Right, yeah, it's all because me and some other guys saw Retro Crit and thought, okay, this should be possible as well in the Netherlands, this kind of races, because there was only one at that time, which was kind of loose and not very organized within a competition or stuff. So me and some other guys thought, maybe we'll have a look at how to get a competition in the Netherlands, because we saw a lot of Dutch riders competing in Retro Crit, like Stefan Vis or Ivo Kinkel, and we thought, let's have a platform for these guys and other guys and girls who want to race fixed gear and to get better and better in fixed gear racing, so they can do well in Retro Crit or other races. And so that's kind of how it started, because now every year the number of competitors are rising and rising. So that's a good thing. So that's the main reason why we started this, actually, to have a fixed gear race competition in the Netherlands, which was not around. So
nice. So what are you looking forward to in 2018?
Let's say in 2015 when we started, the most competitors were already doing fixed gear racing, and in the last couple of years we see all competitors, some competitors from other cycling disciplines starting to ride fixed gear, like from track or BMX or just road racing, and that's the growth we see nowadays, and also for the upcoming season. We see more teams are getting established with riders who are quite high level elite road racers. So that's a sign that also will rise the level of racing, which is actually quite high already, because we got several Retro Crit finalists in our competition from the Netherlands, but also from Germany, France, Italy. Those kind of guys and girls are coming to race with us. So that's the main growth. So let's say competitors from other cycling disciplines. What do we look forward to? That's already. We have added some nice races to our calendar, which are being held in big cities like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and we're being part of one post to the France criterium that's called Draai van de Kaai. It's a very Dutch name, but it's in the south of the Netherlands. It's kind of because after the Tour de France you have in the Netherlands, but also Belgium, you have a lot of criteriums for these Tour de France competitors. but there's a whole program around it. And since last year, we've been major part, let's say, of this Drive on the Kai criterium, which is being held on a Monday. But already last year we saw a lot of, like I think 40 or 50 international competitors from all over Europe competing in this race. It was very, very high level, and it was won by Eamon Lucas, the guy from United States, actually, who's living in the Netherlands now. And this year we have, next to a men's race, we also will have a women's race at that occasion. So that's pretty cool to have.
The first race is on April 7th, is that correct?
Correct, yeah, April 7th.
And how many races did you say are in the season?
Now we have planned 10 races, but maybe we'll add another one, so it could be 11, and that's kind of a maximum 11 or 12. We did the first 2 years we did 12 races, and now we're having 10 or 11 races. So just having fifth gear races every 2 or 3 weeks or so. So that's pretty cool to have to offer competitors a lot of races, and in order to gain a lot of experience and training and like I said, high level racing for especially the men's competition, which is very interesting, featuring some big names like David van Aert, winner of Red Bull Barcelona, and Brian Megens, and like some German guys, and that's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's sitting over here in the U.S., I'm based out of Colorado, and I'm just, I've been seeing all the posts about the races and stuff, and I'm just like, it was too late for me to put it on my calendar this year, but if it's happening next year, I'm going to try to make it out.
Yeah, it would be cool. Yeah, it's awesome because, like I said, it's pretty high level, and it's also not only racing, but also the whole atmosphere around it, which is guys from Germany and France travel like 4, 5, 6 hours to just race with us, but also have a good time. Also chit chat with friends, and they see each other every 2 or 3 weeks, let's say. So they're happy to spend a whole lot of traveling hours to race with us and to have a good time. And that's also one of the major elements of our competition, which is also based on friendship and one big group of friends, actually.
Yeah, that's what I love so much about the fixed gear community. It just seems like everybody competes at a really high level, and it's really competitive, and then afterwards everybody's like cool with each other and like hanging out and having some beers.
That's true, yeah. Like before and after the race, it doesn't matter who for which team you're riding, and it's okay. And during the race, it's very tough racing, hard racing. And after that, everybody's gathered at the podium and celebrates the win of whoever won that race, and no matter what team he or she is riding for. So that's very cool. I like it very much, actually.
Yeah, so if somebody is planning on coming out for like the first time and traveling out there to come do the race, what can they expect?
Right. Well, we have some different courses. Let's say most races are being held in city on city streets. Let's say during other events. Let's say which we are part of, like this Drive on the Kai post Tour de France criterium. But we also have races on specific cycling courses. Yeah, more laid back, more easy to join. Let's say those courses are a little bit easier, not too technical, not too many bricks or stuff. The street criteriums are a little bit more technical and highly demanding. Mostly we have depends 2 or 3 races a day. We divided the men's competition in an A and a B competition because we saw a lot of in our first year in 2015. We saw a lot of competitors who were not so experienced, not so high level, and they were competing against, let's say, the Red to Crit finalists. So that's a little bit, that went a little bit out of hand, let's say. And so we decided in 2016 to divide this Men A and Men B. And Men B is really for for the guys who, like I said, who have not so much experience, are not so high level. Yeah, just low entrance, let's say, for the men's B. And men's A is really the top level retro-crit riders, but also the elite road racers, all that kind of guys. And when you win a men's B race, you get promoted to the men's A race. So that's how we do it all together, the A and B combined. And also in some occasions we have a separate women's race. This we have for the first time. In the other races, the women's will race with the men's B. Because in the last couple of years, the number of the women's competitors were not so much that we could offer a separate women's race.
Nice. So is registration open for the races yet, or how does that work? Do you have to register for each one separate, or can you just register for the whole series?
You can, the registration open. That's on nlcrit18.eventbrite.com. And you can register for each single race, but also for more races, and you can even wait until one day before the race to register. So that's pretty flexible.
Nice.
And also, when you don't register online, you can also register on the race day itself. A little bit more expensive.
So what's the first one looking like as far as the field?
Registration is still open for 3 weeks, and we see, I think it's part of the, how do you say, how people are now to register at the last moment, let's say. But, to wait as long as possible. So, but we have quite a few registrations already, mostly from foreigners, and the Dutch, they also tend to wait until the last day before the race, actually, to register. So, but the name we now have is, let's see, that is the Swiss guy, Robin Gemperle, is coming over. We will bring some other Swiss guys. David Van Aert is riding, of course, all the Dutch A racers, let's say. So David Van Aert, Brian Megens, what do we have? Edwin van Kerkhoff, Kai Verhaag. Those kind of retro-crit finalists are coming to race. And we'll see a whole bunch of German guys like Eike Haumann. Maybe it's also very good known, I think. He's coming to race with us. So that's what we have now for the first race. It will be pretty interesting.
What are the plans for the crit in the future as far as like what kind of growth do you want to see like within NL Crit or just within the fixed gear racing community in general? Like what do you think is needed to grow the sport?
Let's first start with NL Crit. I think it's needed to have some more women's races. For some more women competitors. That's the one major thing we can grow with. And I think it's possible. You see a lot of young girls, but also guys, but specifically girls between, let's say, 18 and 24, who are getting interested in fixed gear racing and see some other girls, their friends, starting to compete. And that's a very interesting development I see, because that's the future of fixed gear racing. Those guys and girls of, let's say, between 18 and 24. If they start doing it more often and more of these guys and girls are starting to ride fixed gear, it will grow. The sport at itself will grow, because it will be more high level and more interesting, I think, to compete and to watch. So that's the thing. NL Crit for fixed gear racing as a whole, I think it's more important to have some more races. You see already the development in other countries where more fixed gear races are being held. I think it can grow anymore. I think it's important to, let's say, have in every country have some fixed gear race competition, because I think it's one major future of cycling, let's say, because of the short races and. I think it's that's quite important. I think to have more races.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I love, and I wanted to have you guys on the show. Just seeing you do like 11 races, or 10,
Yeah.
11 races. That's huge. The biggest series we have in the U.S. right now is just like 4 races.
Yeah.
And they're kind of doing a similar thing where they are tagging on to road crits, and then they're just adding a fixed gear category, which is really cool to see. So, yeah, I love that you guys are taking advantage of that idea as well.
That's the whole thing we started with, because that makes it a lot easier to have so many races to tag along with the existing events. Which are looking for more younger audience, more younger competitors, more excitement, change in their standard program. Let's say they're coming with us. They say, "Hey, we want to do fixed gear racing in our program because it's cool, and we want to attract more younger people to the event." Let's say.
Absolutely. So, what tips do you have for somebody that's trying to put on a fixed gear race in their respective town or country? Or
I think it's like I said, like we do it. I don't say it's the way to do it, because you also have some like Red to Create. They organize it all by themselves, and that's pretty tough work. I see. But if you want to organize fixed gear race, it could be quite simple too, because everywhere there are cycling events being held, and why not add, like you said, also, why not add a fixed gear race to the program, and let's go.
Right?
It's quite easy. Yeah, it's quite easy to quite easy. You have the organizers who are organizing these events must be willing to add the fixed gear race to their event. But if you can manage to do that. That's I think that's the easiest way to also reach an audience, because, like I said, we're organizing street criteriums within these cycling events, and also races on a cycling course. Those races on a cycling course are nice, but they don't attract any large audience. If you bring the fixed gear racing to these events, which are being held already, and which attract a large audience, or I don't know. And that's also quite interesting, because you also bring fixed gear racing to an audience which never saw fixed gear racing before, and they said, because an example we did this race at the post Tour de France criterium, Drive on a Guy, which was fully loaded with audience who never saw a fixed gear race before, and thanks to that race. We also attracted new competitors to our series, so that's also quite interesting to do that.
Yeah, and there's so much interest for it. Like there's a fixed gear crit in Milwaukee. They have a fixed gear crit that they put on in conjunction with the road race, and they attract people from New York. Chaz Christensen came out. The whole state bicycle team went out. And like you were saying, people are traveling for your races. I just think that if you just do it and you can get an organized race and get the word out, people will show up.
They are. They're willing to travel a lot of hours to compete in fixed gear races. That's pretty interesting and hard to explain sometimes to people. They're actually traveling like hours and hours for only a race of like 40 minutes or something, let's say. So that's pretty hard to understand sometimes, but people do it, and that's cool. It's also because maybe there are not enough fixed gear races being organized.
Is there anything else you want to say before we head out? Do you want to tell people how to find NL Crit on social media and all that stuff?
Oh we're on Facebook and Instagram, obviously. That's our major. That are our major portals. That's just you can find us under NL Crit Series on Instagram and on Facebook. But also we're busy launching a website I would say new website. We didn't have a website before, but we're launching a website. I think in a few weeks it will be there. It's nlcritseries.com, and it will be full with, I don't know, just basic information like our calendar, races, and we'll launch a small web shop with our with some of our merchandise like our T-shirts and stuff. So that's pretty cool, I think. So that's also where people can find us. But most race information are being shared on Instagram and Facebook at the moment.
That's great, and I'll do my best over here to try to cover the races as well. So
cool. Yeah, it would be cool. If you need any information throughout the year or something, or just drop me a message or I don't know, anytime.
Absolutely, I will. Yeah, I want to get the word out because you guys are doing the fixed gear world a great service, so we appreciate it.
Nice, yeah, good to hear. That's very nice to hear because when you're busy doing your stuff, it's not you don't see actually what you're doing most of the time. And actually, when you talk to people like you hear, okay, we're familiar in in the US or something, or in other countries. It's quite nice to understand, to hear that we're doing good stuff.
Thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Thank you for calling on me and having a chat. Yeah, it's cool to talk about Crit Series, fixed gear racing, and let's spread the word because it's an awesome sport and more people should do it.
All right, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Save the Track Bike. I want to thank Jan Willem Block for coming on and talking about the NL Crit Series. I want to thank FixedGearCrit.com, O-Wheelie Bike Shop. The music is from Vitamin Pets. The song is called Slag Girl. This is hosted and produced by me, Josh LeBure. All right, we'll see you next time.